You're listening to the Moody Mommies podcast.
Audio warning. You may or may not hear kids screaming and yelling in the background, or us screaming or yelling at them to keep it together.
Dun, 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 dun. It's me, Jessica.
And it's your Moody Mommy, Vanessa. And we're here again, guys. What day is it? Does it matter? It's Moody Mommy Day, right?
Every day is Moody Mommy Day.
It's every day.
To me, at least, it is. And I'm sure to most of you guys, if you're listening. So today, we are going to be talking about what it's like to work as a woman, a mother, what's changed, or, you know, what it was like. Because I know your experience, Vanessa, is mostly before you had children, right?
Right. Yeah, I went back to work for a little while after Zoe was born. But yeah, I took a leave and I never returned.
Lucky you.
I know. But yeah, I mean, we kind of just wanted to, you know, rise the topic of women in the work field and our different experiences with it, being working moms, you know, not being moms, just any situation with being women in the work field, and just our different experiences and sharing our stories. I know, like, for myself, so I used to work for a trucking industry, and, you know, it's 99% like men, of course. They're all truck drivers and dispatchers and men who know how to fix trucks and whatnot. So I was the only female in the office, and there was a lot of things that I heard and was told that I accepted and just kind of swallowed it because, you know, I have pretty tough skin. I'm not a sensitive person, so I'm not like the kind of girl to go like...
Can you be specific?
Like when they get like a little bit inappropriate, when they're just like trying to hit on you or whatnot. I was the only woman in the office, and you're talking about like 100 men walking through there just all day long, because our facilities were just like all over the place. So you would have drivers coming from everywhere, different states, everywhere. So you just have, it was like a revolving door, literally, like of just men coming in. So,
and they would just do what, like ask you like for your number, try to take you out, just like cat call you, like stuff like that.
Yes,
Ew.
all the time, you know. And it was, like I said, you had to have that tough love with them, and that was the thing. It was a very thin line of you're being too nice, where they get the wrong idea, or they just think you're a total bitch because you're not giving them that attention that they want from you. So I was the bitch, you know, because I wouldn't give them the attention they wanted. So, and I was okay with that because, you know, that's not what I was there for. But over the past couple of weekends, I went, one of my best friends, she turned 30. And,
welcome,
you know, I was sitting
club.
there. Yes, I know. I'm almost there. With you guys. I'll catch up soon. But I was sitting there at her birthday party, and I was having a conversation with one of her friends. And she is the reason why I wanted to have this topic. And just, she shared her story with me about how she was working for this, you know, company, and they were pretty much taking advantage of her by underpaying her. And because she was so nice and she didn't want to go in and speak up for herself and ask for more money, she never got it, you know. So her and I got into this really long conversation, of course, after many mimosas. And so, you know, I was just like kind of just building her up to have that confidence to just, you know, speak up for herself and go in there and, you know, demand more. But the reason that this came up was because she had got a call from, she had it with her job she was working for, and she had got a call from the guy she was working for before this place.
Okay,
And he
so
was
a former employer.
Right. And he was offering her like the pay that he should have been paying her all along. He was pretty much begging her to come back. And so she said that she was like, yeah, I told him I'll take it and like, don't worry about benefits. Did I mess up by saying that? And I was like, well, yeah, like, again, you're kind of selling yourself short again. So I was having a little talk with her about that. And she was like, you're so right. Like, we're women. They just take our niceness for granted. And they just think, oh, she's quiet. She didn't ask me for a review. It's been 3 months. And that's what I told her. I said, she goes, they won't bring it up unless you do, and you don't ever have that confidence or the courage to go in there and be like, hey, it's time for my review. And I said, no, you have to. Like, you have to have that courage. Like, a closed mouth will never get fed. Like, you have to think of it that way. And you're the one working hard. You should be getting paid what you deserve to be paid. That's where all of this fueled up from. And I thought it would be a good topic for all of our listeners to kind of share their experiences and their stories about different things that they've accepted in the work field. Have you had any experiences like this? Or
Like, the only thing that I could think of, and honestly, like, I don't feel like this is toward the company at all. It's just more, so as a side gig, I work for this really like little startup company, and I basically just run like their emails. Like, I'm not on site. I just kind of do behind the scenes work. And it's not it's not a lot of work, and I have my full-time job and everything. So that's kind of just like, I'm more doing it for them. It's not even like really for myself. So when they're like, hey, we kind of went over budget this year, and I'm like, that's okay. Like, whenever you guys have the money, like, pay me then, like, there's no rush. And because I did that, like, this is more on the niceness thing. I don't think it's about being a woman.
Right.
It's just about like not making a boundary.
Your foot down.
Yeah. So because I did that, like, they like, okay, by the time they paid me, it was already the following year. So that year they did have money, so they ended up paying me twice. So it's just like a summer gig. So I get paid only once a year, right? Once they get all their money, they give me my little percentage, and then that's it. So they paid me twice in 1 year, which like screwed me up on my taxes. So it was like, fuck. Like, basically I worked 1 year for free because that entire paycheck like taxed.
Yeah, all because you were being nice.
If I would have just been like, you know what, like, you're gonna need to pay me this year, but I was like, yeah, whenever. But I like let them put it off, and that like screwed me over. Like, I lost like a lot of money, like an entire paycheck,
right?
An entire year's work like was gone to taxes. But I mean, that's a little different. That's just me. I don't know, but I don't know how many people would do that. Like, most people would be like, no, I did the work, you pay me now.
Right. Yeah, and I think you're right. It's definitely important to set the boundaries before you get involved with someone. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is what I'm expecting from you. Is this okay with you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I didn't even think that would have happened at all. And, the guy that I work for, he's super nice, and he was trying to like help me figure out like what to do for my taxes, but I had already submitted them, and he's like, you should have waited, like I could have helped you. And I'm like, well, whatever, I messed up. I think just kind of be aware of that stuff. If somebody owes you something, like set dates, like, okay, this is when like the payment needs to be fulfilled by. And even if you're working with friends, because that's the thing, like, that the owner of that business is like I guess a good friend of mine. So, of course, like, I give him like the benefit, and I'm like, he's not gonna just like screw me over. And he didn't intentionally, like, that wasn't his thought. Like, he's super helpful with me, like, whenever I need help with something. So I don't know, just don't sell yourself short. And if you're doing something with business, like, be very clear about it. So you were saying that girl, her former employer wanted to pay her more. So did she quit her current job to go back to that job?
Yeah. So I guess like this conversation had just happened like Friday after she had gotten out of work. So I guess the plan was that she was going to go to work on Monday and give her notice.
Did you want to tell me more about what your experience was working with guys, or how your job treated you, or what you wish you would have done different while you were there?
Well, I guess I would say, like, when I first got hired, it was a pretty big company, and I feel like I was young when I started working there. I was probably like 23, and they totally lowballed me on my salary when I walked in the door because they knew I was young. I was a girl. I was the only one in there, walking in there, brave enough to deal with all those guys. So they're just like, oh, let's see if she'll take this. And I did, because I was just like, oh, well, this job is like, I had already had a job. I literally didn't even walk in there trying to get that job because I had a job. And they gave me the job because I knew some of the people that worked there. They were my friends. And they were just like, hey, you want the job? And I was like, you know what? I was working in downtown LA at the time. So I'm like, dude, the commute is, of course, not the funnest. And this place was literally like 7 minutes away from my house. So I was just like, well, the salary is okay, but it's super close to my house. So I'm going to take it. But I should have been paid way more than that. So, like,
dude, I remember, like, we were so young, and you'd be, like, not in the office, but, like, still working, like, from home all the time. Like, that was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. All the time. Like, I had a phone going off every second of my life. Every second of my life. My phone was being blown up. Like, those guys had no common courtesy. Like, they would call my phone at, like, 3 in the morning. Like, they didn't care. Like, they did not care. It was a never-ending job. So the salary that I was originally offered, like, it was okay, but for the amount of hours and all of the stress that, like, literally our shift would start at 7, and oh my goodness, we never knew when we were going home. Like, we would be there till like 7, 8 o'clock at night, like, barely leaving. Like, it was crazy. And you're walking out the door and people, like, drivers are seeing you like, hey, can you do this for me really fast? And it's just like, no, man, like, I've been here all day. I gotta go home. It's like somebody always needed something from you. So I want to say, like, a month, 2 months into me being there, I was, like, talking to one of the guys, and he was like, we started talking about our salaries, and he was like, oh no, like, you better go in there and tell them they need to give you more money. Like, you need to go tell them, seriously. And I did. Like, I listened to him. I was like, hey, I've been working a lot more hours than I anticipated. Like, this is just a really, really demanding job. And they gave me more money. They gave it to me. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't have the courage and they just take your niceness for granted, and you don't, okay, it's been 3 months, you're supposed to get a review every 3 months, and it's 3.5 months and they haven't brought it up, they're not going to bring it up. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's not necessarily about being a woman. It's just about people taking your niceness for granted either way. So it's just difficult.
Did we talk about already on one of our episodes what it was like for us going back to work after we had the kids? A little bit, huh? I think so.
I think we kind of did, yeah.
Well, so when you told your job, like, you were already there for a few years before you became pregnant, and then once that happened, were they really supportive with you, or how do you feel like the men treated you?
I feel like they were okay with me. The dynamics definitely were different when I ended up pregnant with Zoe. I was dispatching when I first started there. I was dispatching for probably about 3 years. And then I moved to the office to basically coordinate the inbound and outbound of, like, the cotton for the ports. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I would do. I would coordinate all of that for the warehousing So I worked more of like a lower key side of it. I didn't have like all of these drivers in my face nonstop. I would still help some out that, of course, were very, very just like accustomed to me, knew me. If they see me, they would come in and chat with me and I would help them out. But when I was, working that job, it was only a couple of us in the back office and it was just way more chill. So I feel like they were pretty supportive, but I don't know. Like, I feel like when it was time for me to go on maternity leave, it was kind of like the guys were like a little salty with me, like I was going on vacation or something, like she gets to be gone. And it's like, dude, I'm going to have a freaking baby. I'm not like going to Barbados,
Right. You're not going to be hanging out with Rihanna. You're going to be
Right.
freaking trying to nurse a newborn baby, which she didn't even latch on, and just struggle for the freaking first couple months. And then you went back to work when Zoe was how old?
3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think my sister told me about like an extended leave that you can take. And you have to make sure that you take that leave before your baby turns 1. So I just planned it out where I left like right before her first birthday. So, and I have been fortunate enough to not have gone back since.
Must be nice. But I know it was like a really big mess for you, right?
Well, yeah, I basically was on leave for a while and then I got pregnant and it was a whole whirlwind.
But you never even told them that you were pregnant with Luna, right?
No.
Right. So it was just kind of like a weird, like, we terminated that position, right? Isn't that what they did?
Right.
Like, hey, you don't need to come back because that position doesn't exist anymore.
Right. So, yeah, they gave me, a little severance package and sent me on my way. So that's how that worked out.
Yeah, that's kind of strange, though. At that point, you were not the only woman in the office anymore.
No. So that was their perfect strategy. It was they hired 2 women before I went on leave.
So they're like, all right, we fulfilled the, requirement. There's some women that work here, and, you were here for freaking 5 years or however long you were there.
All by yourself?
All by yourself. So long.
Yeah.
Hang out with your baby.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Totally.
Better for you.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with how things turned out, though, because I feel like that place totally consumed me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it was just, like you said, like, it was never ending. And I just always had that, like, even when I wasn't there, my mind was always on it. And I'm just like, ugh. The only thing my mind is on right now is my kids and my family. And that's the only place it needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like, for me, where I work now, it's majority women, at least, like, on the floor that I'm at, because I'm with the, like, sales team and the customer service team. So majority of people on my floor are women, and the people I work directly with, same. So yeah, I feel like, and the women that I work with directly all have families. And what I love about them is that they are very, very, very family first. So they never question anything. If I'm like, hey, like, I got to pick up my daughter from blah, blah, blah. They're like, go ahead, go. Like, you're fine. Because they do the same, They're just like, hey, my mother-in-law's sick. She can't take my kids to school, so I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to be in late. So it's cool that we have the flexibility to do that with each other. Yeah. Where, we all, like, help each other out. Like, okay, you're going to be gone. Like, forward your calls to me or send me your emails and I'll take care of your orders. Like, everybody really does have each other's back. And I love that because I know, like, my sister-in-law used to work for somebody who, even though she had kids, like, she was not like that at all. Like, she was very much like, I don't care if my kid has a freaking flu. Like, she's going to school. Like, we don't have time to not be working. Sorry. like just some crazy stuff like that. So if somebody like didn't have kids, like she had no empathy for them. It was just like, what do you have that's better than this? You need to be at your job all the time. You're gonna work extra overtime, like whatever. Like it was horrible. So I think one of her employees was pregnant, and she would give her a really hard time about what time she scheduled her appointments. You know, schedule them late so that way you don't have to leave in the middle of the day or like whatever. You don't have to take the whole day off. Like, Jesus Christ, like she's pregnant. Like, let her be healthy. Like, who the hell cares? But I'm so glad that I didn't work for that woman when I got pregnant.
Yeah.
Because like my boss, like I was only working there for like, I don't know, a week or something when I found out I was pregnant. So I had to tell her pretty much right away. Like I was not even, I hadn't even barely gotten past probation period. But I had to tell her like, hey, I'm pregnant. And she was like really worried when I went in to tell her that I needed to talk to her that I was going to quit. And I'm like, no, I'm not quitting. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. But you scared me. I thought you were leaving me.
So cute.
I know. And I still like love working for her. But I do feel like the position that I'm in, it's probably time for me to start looking for something that's more challenging, because I've kind of been there for a while. But it's so hard to leave the team when I love them so much. But I do need to put a challenge on myself, because I'm just not there anymore, and I feel like my brain cells like trickling and dying.
You're ready to spread your wings a little bit.
Kind of. I don't know. I really like debate on it, because it's like, well, if right after Ernie and I get married, if we have another baby right away, am I gonna want to be challenged? Because I'm gonna be challenged enough at home, you know.
Right. That's true.
I don't know what to do. It's really confusing.
Wait a couple years. Just wait until the baby. Like, wait like 2 more years, and then you can challenge yourself.
Man, I'll be in my mid-30s by that time.
Oh my God. You just turned 30 like 5 minutes ago. Calm down.
I know.
Granny.
I
Let
know.
me get your cane for you.
Please do. So let's squeeze this in there, since we're kind of like probably halfway through the podcast right now. If you don't already know, guys, we're doing a giveaway right now. So it's super
giveaway.
Yeah, it's super easy to sign yourself up for. So I know, like, for me, sometimes I kind of am reluctant to enter giveaways where they're like, repost this and tag X amount of people. Like, I'm always like, nah, I'm embarrassed. Like, I don't want people to know. I don't want people to know that I want this makeup kit.
I don't want that on my feed.
Right. I'll just keep it up for like those 3 days, and then I'll take it down afterwards because I'm embarrassed.
Right.
But so it's nothing like that. You guys don't have to do that. All that we're asking is that you follow us at Moody Mommy's Podcast on Instagram, and that you also follow our partner who's partnering with us on this giveaway. It's Chocolate Milk Kids _, and it is basically a kids line, but she just started doing like adult tees to go with them. So it's kind of like a little mommy and me set that you'll get. So a kid's shirt and an adult shirt. So look on her page.
So cute, guys.
Yeah, she has an Etsy page. It's really like hip hop, urban kind of style. So follow them, follow us, and go on iTunes. This is the important part. This is the part that you have to do. You have to go on iTunes, or if you don't have iTunes, Stitcher, whatever, let us know which one you choose, so that way we could look it up and verify that you have entered the contest. So leave us a review, not just the stars. We need like written words, so that way people could know like what your thoughts are exactly. 5 stars the better. We're looking good right now. Right now we have a 5-star rating on iTunes, which I'm super stoked on.
Yes. Oh my goodness. People love us.
You guys love us.
Hey, listeners.
Yeah. So keep leaving us those stars, but also leave us.
We like the stars.
We do like the stars. Leave us your thoughts about the show. If there's something that you want to hear more of. Of course, as always, like, email us and let us know your stories. We freaking love that too. But yeah, the giveaway, the 3 easy things. Leave us the iTunes review. Follow both the accounts. And if you go to the Instagram original post where it says giveaway details, just leave us a little note on that says done or I entered, whatever you want to do, and we will verify it and enter your name in our drawing that we are going to choose from on Cinco de Mayo.
Woohoo!
That's coming
We're
up.
celebrating, guys.
I know, that's coming up.
And you're going to
super soon.
celebrate too with some new matching Mommy and Me shirts.
Mm-hmm. All right, so back to Moody Mommy's business.
Back to Moody Mommies. So another thing we wanted to let you guys know about, tell them about our Tantrum Tuesdays, Jess.
Oh, yeah. So, my fiance's cousin, Daniel, I know he's going to like that I shouted him out because...
Woo, shout out Daniel. Hey, Daniel. Hey.
Daniel suggested that we do a Tantrum Tuesday. So, if you guys... If you're having a tantrum...
Daniel.
Yeah, me too. Damn it, Daniel. Coming up with the great ideas. Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. He's doing it on the Moody Mommies team. I love it.
He is. He's always thinking about us.
So cute.
So Tantrum Tuesday, whatever the tantrum is, whatever the situation, send it to us and we will feature it on...
Record it, take photos, do it. Send
Yeah.
it to us and we will feature it on our story, guys.
Mm-hmm. On our story, on our page maybe, because we don't really post a lot like on the permanent page, but
I know.
we could start doing that more.
We're too cool for school.
Or
Yeah,
too
we will.
busy. Our hands are too full to
Yes.
find to scroll through our photos to decide which one is a good one to post.
Yes. What else do we got for these guys today?
Our new segment is called Moody Meltdowns.
Yes, Moody Meltdowns. I love this. I cannot wait to see everyone's Moody Meltdowns. And it could be either one, guys. Mommy meltdowns, toddler meltdowns, baby meltdowns.
Teenage meltdowns,
whoever it is. Just, moody moments of life, of parenthood. Just send them to us. We cannot wait to see them. Share them.
So my Moody Meltdown for this week goes to my daughter for going through another tantrum phase. She wasn't doing tantrums for a while, but now she's like back on it. And when she doesn't get her way, she's been screaming like somebody is beating her.
Oh my gosh, that's Luna. Like, she was just doing that. Like, that's why I was late Skyping tonight.
No, yeah, it's just like, so last night she's in the room, she's watching TV with my dad, and I'm like, all right, it's time to go to bed. And she's like, nope. And she's like running around the bed, like not letting me catch her. So finally, I like get her down and I take her into her room, and she's just like top of her lungs, like screaming, like if she got her freaking leg caught in a bear trap. And I'm just like not saying anything to her because I know like as soon as I open my mouth, like I'm gonna flip out. Like I'm gonna flip out on her and I'm gonna want to give her a reason to be crying. So I'm just like, nope, don't feed into it. I don't want to give her a reaction because she's gonna think that this is okay. So I go, and I just go lay down in our bed, and I lay down there, and she's just like, Mommy. And I'm just like, I cannot believe this. And then she's just throwing stuff at this point, like anything like she could find. She's just throwing it on the floor, kicking it, ripping the pillows off the bed. And we have like a little night table next to our bed, and we usually keep our water cups there. And I'm just like, if you spill one of those water cups, you're gonna be sorry. And she was being so careful about the things she was grabbing from that table because she didn't want to spill the water, but she was like still like screaming her lungs. And I was like, I can't believe this. And I was just fuming inside. Why is this happening? And like all week, that's kind of been like her reaction. She even like threw a tantrum at your house, like with Zoe took off her shoe. She's wearing her little freaking twinkle toes, and she takes off one shoe, and Vanessa's daughter helps her take off the other shoe, and she wanted to do it herself, so she freaking starts screaming, crying, like freaking she bumped her head. And I go over there to see what's going on, and she's like, she took off my shoe. I want to do it by myself. And so I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
I don't
That's
know.
like the trending words in my house right now is like,
I
I wanted to do it by myself. Like, and she like flips out. Like if I try to help her do anything.
Yeah.
Like I can't get her
Zoe?
dressed anymore. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would give her clothes and like, or once I pick out her clothes, I'll put them on the bed and she'll grab them and be like, I want to do it. I want to do it. And I'm like, okay, well, let me help you. No, no, no. Like if I try to help her, she will lose her shit completely.
Like, yeah, that's happening.
And
Like,
it's been super hard. And you know how I just recently babysat my little nephew, baby Alex.
yeah.
Dude, Luna was so not having it. When you were here too, you came over the night that I had him.
Yeah.
And you know, all the kids were here, and Luna's been super solid on her potty training, and she had an accident. And I was like,
right.
oh, okay, maybe she just forgot. She got distracted because, you know, the girls are running around, whatever. Like the whole weekend, Jessica, she was peeing in her pants, like purposely, because she's seen baby Alex with his diaper. So she wanted a diaper, like so bad. Like she totally regressed on me. Like it was crazy. And I didn't go through that with Zoe. Of course, you know, Zoe was a little bit bigger than her when she potty trained, but I was totally tripping out on her because she was just like doing it for attention. Like she would see me with the baby, I was hugging him or whatever, and she would walk away and just purposely pee on the floor because she was mad because I had him.
She's like, nope, I'm the baby here. I am the baby here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's been good.
I think I had told you, like, I picked her up or something. I'm like, I think Luna had an accident. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like, wow, she doesn't have accidents, you know, and bam, like, little did I know, it was the whole weekend, like, when I had him, and then like, probably the day after he went home, I was just like, no, Luna, come on, like, you got to get back on it. Like, I'm going to start timing you, and then I kind of just did. I kind of just got back on my routine of just, okay, it's been 2 hours. Let me just take her just to avoid an accident, you know?
Yeah.
And she's been good since, but I was like, wow, totally regressed on me.
That's so crazy. I feel like Justine kind of went through, I don't think it was because a jealousy thing or doing it on purpose, but there was like a little time where she like regressed and was having accidents again. I was like, dude, like I asked you if you had to go to the bathroom. Like, why are you saying no? And then you're freaking having an accident.
Like 5 minutes after. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst. But yeah, this tantrum thing where she's just like melting down and throwing everything, and it's so hard to not react to that because I mean when somebody's like screaming in your face and throwing your stuff, you just want to like snap at them,
Green back. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it's just like I'm just like trying to hold it all in, and then you know I lay down and finally she comes and she's like, mommy hold me, like she just needs to be consoled after a certain point. So I'm like, you need to chill out first. Eventually she stopped, like she's trying to like suck in her crying because she got herself like so worked up, and then I'm just like talking to her as calmly as I can, just like, you know, Justine, we're not gonna watch TV today, like, it's already done, you cannot ask me anymore, like, that tantrum was not okay. And then I just told her that if she wants to watch a little bit more of something, she could ask nicely, like, mommy, can I have a few more minutes? Like, maybe if you ask like that, we could stay a little longer. But if you just tell me no and you start running around and screaming, then it doesn't work like that. Like, I'm sorry. And then later on at night, she's falling asleep and she's like, but mommy, can I have a few more minutes? I'm like, no, like now it's too late. You already had that big fit. No, we're going to sleep now. And next time, if, you know, you want to watch something a little longer, you could ask like that. But this time, it's already done. But so, because they're really small, like she's only 2 years old and getting like those concepts, but you have to like do them early because if you wait too long, then you're going to have like a kid that doesn't have boundaries too.
Totally. Yeah, because, Zoe definitely has her moments still, like, but she's getting better and better. But when she's tired, oh my goodness, there's just, she, like, you see her, she's like checked out, like her little eyes, like she's not herself. So, they have their little moments where they have their rage of, all their emotions, and they just act out and overreact about little things. Always our girls with wanting the same exact toy every second of their lives. Oh my goodness, they have every toy in both of their rooms, and it doesn't matter. They'll go to each other's house and want to play with the exact same one thing. It's so cute. I mean, it's cute, but it's not cute.
Yeah, the thing is, what's kind of hard is because Justine is alone all the time, so she likes attention, just kind of any attention. So
yeah,
when Zoe has something, like Justine doesn't necessarily want the toy. What she wants is the interaction with Zoe. Like, I have it now. Yeah. Are you going to get it for me? But Zoe gets pissed off because she's like, why are you taking my toy? So it's like really hard because like one is just because Justine's still happy and laughing about it. Like, I got your toy. But Zoe's like, it's not funny, dude. Like, give it to me. Like, why do you keep taking
my toy?
Yeah, like
why? My toy, bro.
Why do you keep taking it? Like, you're so rude. And like, yeah, Justine is being really rude, but she doesn't know like how to like get good attention yet. It's just any attention is good attention to her at this point.
Wow, they're so cute. It doesn't matter.
I know. Oh my god! If you guys saw on our Instagram, they were freaking cheersing each other yesterday while we were having a champagne tasting. Because I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out what.
A little too much tasting. I swear, I didn't even realize. Like, whoa. I had a lot to drink until we were doing that wannabe video, and I was like, okay, I think that's enough, because I was shaking up all my alcohol.
Yeah, so we gave the girls some cider and some apple cider, and they were just like loving it.
They loved it. Oh my goodness. We were cracking up at Justine because she was just like sipping on it. She was downing those glasses, by the way, so
no,
she's just like her mama.
I know, for real. You cannot keep a glass near me.
She totally came like running, right, with an empty glass. She comes running, eats it, gets up, and goes, I want more.
She didn't even acknowledge the fact that she fell. So she just wanted more drink.
No, like and it just looked hilarious. Like she was like drunk. Like
poor baby. You guys should have recorded her.
Cute. I know. We said that. We were like, oh my gosh, we missed that. Like, it would have been hilarious. It was so funny.
Well, that's what they say, that babies are just little drunk adults.
They are, totally. I don't know. Maybe that was like some aged apple cider and it was really hitting her.
Maybe. Maybe that's why she was so cranky at night. She had all that freaking cider in her.
Oh, that bubbly.
I know. So what do you do when your kids are like that?
I definitely try, like you said, I don't feed into it. I will, if Zoe's creating a scene in front of people, I will try to just pick her up and remove her from it and take her to the side and talk to her, because I feel like that's what she's looking for, is like, let me look like a tough guy in front of everybody and like talk back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'll take her to the side and just be like, hey, Zoe, I know you're tired right now, but, like when they were fighting on Saturday, they were fighting over a toy on Saturday. So, and it was Zoe, she was just way tired, And so I took her, I walked her a little away from everyone, and I just explained to her, I said, look, baby, I know you're really tired right now, but that is no excuse for you to not share with your cousin. Like, you have to still share. You can't scream and shout about it. Like, you just have to share. And if you're not going to share, and if you're too tired to play, then tell me you're ready to go home, or we can go lay down. I can hold you. what do you want to do? But you're not going to sit here and fight with her or throw a fit about it, And that's it. Mommy, hold me. And that's it. And that's where it goes. Like, they just need that hug in that moment, So we hugged it out. And most of the time, that's what I do with Zoe is I just take her to the side. I'll talk to her about it and tell her that it's not okay to act like that. And she needs to use her words. I don't understand you when you're just screaming and crying. You got to talk to mommy. Tell me what's wrong. What are you feeling? Are you upset? Are you sad? What is the emotion? Because I'm not a mind reader. Tell me. So I'll just talk to her, bring her back when she's over it. You know what I mean? Because. But if she's just like totally like flipping out and we're at home and she's throwing herself on the floor, which she doesn't really do that anymore. She really doesn't. Like if she's just super tired, she'll just get fussy and we'll just go to bed if it's time. But, if it's not, I'll just walk away from her and let her have her moment and she'll be over it all on her own. She'll just get into something, get distracted with something and forget about it. So, but yeah, I feel like when you're out with other people or you're out in public, it's definitely, it's harder to have to deal with it because especially like I said, Zoe likes to, she thinks because other people are there that she can yell at me or tell, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to say anything to her. And I'm just like, ooh, girlfriend, you better chill out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super hard. It's freaking crazy. I don't know how you do it with two.
Dude, Luna, she's just like, that's what I was like. She's a screamer. Like, I'm really nervous about our girl getaway because she wants her mommy. She would just, like you said, like someone's, like the way Justine screams like someone's beating her. That's what Luna does. Like she's been doing that. Like if she wants me, she's just like, well, I'm just gonna scream at the top of my lungs until you give me my mom,
Even if you're she does that when you're not home, like if Joey's watching her and you're not there at all, or she just does that when you're home and she wants you to come get her?
No, I think it's when she knows I'm home and I don't get her.
Okay.
Definitely. So I think she should be okay, hopefully.
Yeah.
Or somebody's going to be having a long drive to Palm Springs at the middle of the night. No, just
seriously.
I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I think definitely if she knows, like, I'm going to hear her, I'm going to give in. But that's what I've been trying not to do. Like, these past 2 days, like, I've been like, no, because I'm having mixed emotions, like, about weaning her off during the night, or just period, because she just totally abuses me. Like she has separation anxiety so bad. So like if she wakes up in the middle of the night in her bed and she comes to my bed in the middle of the night, she will literally be on the boob from that point until the morning. So like I'm sleeping with a baby in my arms from like 3, 4 in the morning until like 7, 8 in the morning when we wake up, and I wake up feeling like somebody hit me with a bat every day of my life. So I'm kind of reaching my my point with it, where I feel like she's just abusing me, like she's just using me for just comfort, like I'm her choopy or her bottle, and I'm like, whoa, this is getting a little out of hand, little lady. Like, you gotta go to bed. I gotta go to bed,
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do. I don't know how you weaned or stopped nursing so easily. But
just like you got lucky with potty training, I got lucky with weaning.
You really did. You did, because I'm like, I read a lot of horror stories about like cutting them off, or just like I said, like when I read about stuff about excessive like nursing throughout the night, and all these moms are just like, oh well, just get through it. Like that's just, there's no help, like there's no answer.
Yeah, but we still have
I'm hoping that the sleep trainer will have some answers for us.
Maybe, but I'm still having we still have that nipple problem where like every single night she wants to be touching
someone. Pinch?
She just wants to touch. Like she just wants to have her hand on it. She just always wants to be like on a nipple. It doesn't have to be mine. It could be her dad's. But like every time we tell her no, she just gets like pissed off. Especially if she wakes up in the middle of the night and she just wants to like put her hand in there, and we're like, stop it. Then she gets like a freaking like dog that's like digging in a hole. Like she was like has both hands, just trying to get in your shirt. And you're just like, get off of me, like get off of me. And she just like, then she'll start crying again. It's just like, ugh.
I went through that with Zoe and the pinching my nose thing, man. Remember how excessive that was? I literally just thought about the fact that stopped. I didn't even realize that. Wow.
At least you get
one baby. She's growing up.
Oh, she doesn't need that nose comfort pinch anymore.
Yeah, she doesn't need my nose pinch anymore. But yeah, she was the same way. Like she would fight me when I took her pacifier away from her, and she would pinch my nose, and then if I would like fight her, like no, because she would hurt me. Like she would pinch it so hard. Like it didn't even matter if she had her nails super cut or not. Like somehow, some way, she would find a way to embed it where like she would hurt you, you know? And I would fight her off, and she would do the same thing. Like she would flip out on me in the middle of the night if I really fought with her. So yeah, I know the struggle. But hang in there. Someday she'll let it go.
It's been freaking 2.5 years. You know what I'm really trying to master is like the look. So that way when we're out in public, I don't have to be like screaming at her. She just knows like, yes, you need to get down. Like you need to get down.
I think I got that down with Zoe. Yeah. I think I do.
I'm pretty
but definitely not Luna.
Yeah, I'm getting there pretty good when she's like, when we're in public, it's not so bad. But when she's tired, obviously, like, the skills don't work as well because nothing is phasing her. She's just in her own world of being pissed off at everything. But yeah, for the most part, like, when we're out and I'm like, you need to get down. And she's just like, okay, mommy. Yeah. Or she'll do that. Like, I don't know if you heard, so Vanessa like lives now near like kind of a busy street. So Justine started like running out, even though it was late and there were no cars out really. It just like made me nervous that we were so close to a busy street. And Justine started like walking without knowing where she was going. And I screamed at her to come back. And like she got scared that I yelled. But she was just like, mommy. And I was just like, she like came back and she was just like, that's like, she doesn't want to say sorry, but she's just like, mommy, hold me. It's like, oh, okay. Now you want to be cuddled because you think you're in trouble. Or she does this thing now when she knows that she's like making a bad choice. And we're like, what are you doing? She'll be like, what'd you say? Like, no, like, like what's going on? I will be like, Justine, what'd you say? Like, no. You know that you should not be doing that. Or like, what did you say? Or, can I have this, mommy? No, you can't have that. What'd you say?
Oh my goodness.
No is not a freaking...
She's too smart.
I know. She's crazy. Alrighty. Well, I feel pretty good about this episode. How do you feel?
I feel great.
All right, cool. Me too. We're 50 minutes in, and everybody, you can follow us on Instagram. Don't forget about that giveaway. Follow Moody Mommy's podcast.
No, don't forget, guys. You really want to win that baby.
Follow Chocolate Milk Kids _ review us on iTunes, and let us know that you've done it. And then you could send us your stories on Gmail at moodymommiespodcast@gmail.com. We have a YouTube, but we don't post any videos on it. We just post audio of this podcast. So you can listen to us there and subscribe. We have a Twitter. It's at the Moody Mommies. Yeah, no podcast in that one. Just at the Moody Mommies. And where else, Ness? Facebook.
Well, let's face it, guys. Everybody's favorite place is Instagram. So
you're right.
All those other things don't even really matter.
The other things we don't really use, but if we do use them, they're the same exact thing as our Instagram, because I literally just check off, yes, also post this on Facebook and also post this on Twitter. So you're not really going to get any new information on either one of those sites. So Instagram is our main baby. And yeah, so I mean, we're doing this giveaway to celebrate that we reached over 1,000 followers. So thank you guys for listening and staying tuned with us. We're so grateful for all of our listeners. And let us know
thank you guys so much.
What you want to hear. Are we missing anything?
Yeah, send us your stories about, you know, your different experiences in the work field, or anything you want to share with us, or if you want to share your own story, let us know. Send us a message.
Yeah, but make sure, because I never know if you're just having like a private conversation with us or if you want me to share this. So, you know, if you want us to read it on the podcast, then just add like, please share. And then, you know, we'll let all our mamas know, because I mean, Vanessa and I are only like 2 women. Like, we need the support of all of you guys, and other moms want to hear it too. It's good stuff. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
we don't experience everything, and we want to know what you're experiencing.
So we can't wait to hear your stories, guys. So don't forget to listen to all of our other episodes in the meantime.
You can find us
catch
on
up with us.
Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher. We're still working on Spotify. So as soon as that's up, we will let you guys know.
Stay moody, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Say Moody Mommies.
Moody Mommies.
Moody Mommies podcast.